Charles Woodson chose his liquor brand over Brown's owner stake. Since 2020, Woodson has been working to grow his business with Charles Woodson's Intercept wines and Woodson Whiskey.SAN Francisco. Charles Woodson told Front Office Sports he has opted to keep his name connected with the branding of his spirits company and forgo a minority stake in the Cleveland Browns. I thought I was going to be a proud owner of the Browns, but it wasn't able to happen because I wasn't able to take my name off of my product, Woodson said. It's what made the product. It's how I started, so I wasn't able to do that. Woodson, the Heisman Trophy winner, Super Bowl champion, and Pro Football Hall of Famer, had been slated to purchase a 1% stake in the team. The Browns have a $2 billion valuation, so his stake would be worth about $2 million. Since 2020, Woodson has been working to grow his business with Charles Woodson's Intercept wines and later Woodson Whiskey. League rules prohibit owners from advertising alcohol. The league's policy prohibits any owner, regardless of the amount of ownership, to use his or her name, image, and likeness for promotional purposes, and full spokesman told Fox in May. Nile could not be featured on newly produced bottles, for example. The spokesman was strictly referring to the league's alcohol policy, not a broader nail rule. Then Full did not immediately respond to a request for comment on Woodson's decision to stick with his business over joining the Browns. The Browns said, "We respect the decision by Carlos and wish him well." Woodson has been working closely with his team on ways to grow the brands. For the one of the major changes that we've made is the packaging and look of our bottles. We have 4 varieties, which were represented on the labels with different colors, differentiating the Cabernet from the Pinot Noir from the red blend, Woodson said. But since then, we wanted to make it more uniform and appealing to the eye. We made it a little bit more eye-popping. All the bottles are going to look the same going forward. Woodson noted felt a sense of pride seeing his bottle given the bear at the Hearts of Prime Rib, one of the top restaurants in San Francisco, this week. For the whiskey, for us what's exciting right now is we're in that pace of looking for funding to try to take it to the next level, increase sales fork and reach across the country, Woodson said. Since retiring in 2020, Woodson has stayed close to the Full as a studio analyst. After a stint at ESPN, Woodson joined Fox Sports in 2020. This past season, he had more bandwidth for conversation on the Fox and Full kickoff pregame, so as the network did not replace Nick Vick, and instead went with a 3-person team with host Carissa Thompson and fellow analyst Gillian Edelman flanking Woodson. We had more time as analysts to talk about the subject of the day. We had a lot of fun with the 3 of us up there on that stage, Woodson said. That was a way for us to prove we could handle that. We had guests, and Terry Bradshaw and Mitchell Strahan joined for segments, but that was a lot of fun this year. Woodson had an utter year in full career as a defensive back with the Raiders and Packers after starring at Michigan. As he is beloved by 3 national fan bases, he also has a coveted ground in the collectibles and autograph industries. He was enshrined in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2020. Charles Woodson has spent his entire life understanding the power of a name. On the back of a jersey, it meant lockdown coverage, a quarterback's hesitation, the great fear of throwing toward his side of the field. On a Heisman ballot, it meant history. On a gold jacket, it meant legacy. And now, etched into glass bottles lined behind restaurant bars and store shelves, it means something different, ownership of self. So when the opportunity arose for Woodson to become a minority owner of the Cleveland Browns, a franchise valued at roughly $2 billion, the decision seemed almost ceremonial. A Hall of Famer ascending to the executive level of the sport that made him famous. A proud former player taking a seat, however small, at the ownership table. A 1% stake worth about $2 million, symbolic, yes, but powerful. But football, for all its drama, wasn't the hardest negotiation Woodson faced. The obstacle wasn't money or loyalty. It was his name. Since 2020, Woodson has been steadily building something that didn't rely on highlight reels or Sunday broadcasts, Charles Woodson's Intercept wines and later Woodson Whiskey. These weren't vanity projects or licensing deals slapped together by a marketing team. They were personal. His name wasn't just attached, it was the brand, the credibility, the hook, the story. Full rules, however, don't leave much room for nuance. Legal policy prohibits any owner, no matter how small their stake, from using their name, image, or likeness to promote alcohol. For Woodson, that meant a choice. Step into ownership and erase his name from the bottles, or keep the brand intact and walk away from the Browns. I thought I was going to be a proud owner of the Browns, Woodson admitted. But it wasn't able to happen because I wasn't able to take Nan off of my product. That sentence carries weight. Because taking his Nan off the product wouldn't just be a compliance of, it will be a philosophical on. It would mean separating himself from something he built from scratch, something rooted in his post-football identity. The wine and whiskey weren't endorsements, they were extensions.